Hi, welcome to Cortex Engineering Software Learning blog. In this video we'll look at how we can assign fonts to material lists and attributes to isogen styles. So let's get started. So here I'm using sample isogen styles. So the first thing I need to do is I need to assign fonts to bill of material. So go to the settings for materials, and once I do that, I need to assign whatever the font that I need to use for the materials. So I'm using Autodesk ISO CP3. So that's the font that we like to use here. So I click on drop down box, I select Autodesk ISO CP3, click save, and I exit and I export that style to be used in CADWorks. So let's create an isogen drawing and see how it looks. So here I'm using a line number list to create isometric, and once it's created we'll look at how the fonts are appearing on the title block there. Okay, so here as you can see that the fonts are not ISO CP3 but they are the default fonts. So what went wrong? The first thing we need to do is, before we apply any fonts to bill of material or attributes, we need to assign the default font to the entire style. So the first, we need to go to the settings for the drawing, and then we can set the fonts for the entire style, and then we can assign fonts for bill of material and attributes individually. So let's check out the fonts for the entire style here. So here if I check the settings, we haven't assigned any fonts here, so that's why it didn't appear properly. So now we assign ISO CP3. So these are the this is going to be our default font for bill of material, list, or attributes or title block. And now if I create isometric, you can see that it will have ISO CP3 fonts assigned to all of them. So I create same isometric drawing again. Alright, so let's look at it now. So now as you can see that the correct font ISO CP3 have been applied to bill of material. Next thing we would like to do is we like to assign font for that particular attribute, pipeline reference attribute. So we go back to iConfigure, click on edit, and let's look at the what fonts been assigned for those attributes. So we click on attribute, and what we can do is, the good thing about attributes that we can assign fonts for each individual attributes. So here I'm going to use Arial 2 type font for that particular attribute there, and once we have assigned, we're going to create the same isometric drawing again and see how it comes up. Okay, so we assign the default fonts ISO CP3 to the entire drawing, and the same font for bill of material, but Arial 2 type font to the particular attribute. Okay, so here they are still in ISO CP3, but this one is in Arial, so it worked absolutely fine. So that's how we can assign fonts to different parts of the drawing. We need to follow the same process for other objects on the drawing.